Bases are always split between long term and short term, like gains and losses, okay? I want you to think about it like this. In the short term, if he stays here, right, maybe he can get EXP for this wave. But in the long term, if he stays, he's going to be getting poked, okay, under turret, and he's going to be getting denied the next wave of EXP. And not only will you get poked, you will be in dive threat, and then you lose an entire wave of EXP. If you don't stay and you take your base, you lose the EXP of this wave, but you gain EXP on the next wave. This is the second wave EXP, and you're going to be able to fight. So you see how I'm Daption, an ex-pro player for Cincinnati Fear, rank 2 on support, rank 14 on ADC on the NA ladder, and a CLOL champion. After years of competing at the top of North America, I've helped a ton of students finally hit their dream ranks by showing them what actually wins games. If you're serious about climbing this season, book a session and I'll help you see the game the way a challenger does. Stop guessing, start improving. For real. Whenever I look at bot lanes, I'm always looking at your 2v2 and then I look at 3v3. So in your bot lane 2v2, do you win in fighting? So this is really important.
That's my biggest problem. I don't know the matchups or like fight points at all.
Okay, I'm gonna make it really easy on you. There's certain ADCs that have high damage thresholds, like Draven, Varus, Caitlyn, kind of Kalista. They're always going to have higher damage outputs, especially earlier on in the game, because they're so like front loaded, if that makes sense. Like front loaded as in their kit is made for you to deal a lot of damage, but later on you're going to be kind of at the mercy of your team or the enemy team. So right now when I'm looking at Draven specifically, I'm like, okay, high damage, right? So that's a plus on damage. And then he has PTA. So whenever I look at PTA over lethal, it immediately tells me that I want to take shorter trades. But those short trades, if they can go into lethal, you can make it into a long trade, okay? Mm-hmm. And what I mean by lethal is the like 30% HP, you guys can run them down, then it becomes a long trade. Other than that, I don't want to see you guys letting them get free lethal tempo stacks because Caitlyn outranges you, right? So she only wins if you guys let them space you and keep the lethal tempo up. And so that's their win condition for fighting, okay? Specifically. So for you guys, it's short. For them, it's long range plus long fights. And then the other one is wave push, okay? So whenever a champion has wave push, they can deny you from fighting by pushing the wave and not interacting with you. So in this lane, who do you think has wave push? Just think about the abilities. Level 1 ADCs.
Caitlyn.
Yeah. So why?
Because she has her Q, but she
can
go wave with it once.
Exactly. So whenever a champion has an ability that can hit multiple minions with one ability, you are gonna usually get pushed. So Jinx has this, Ziggs has this, Varus Q also has this. You kind of get it, right? So overall, if this champion can sit in the wave and out push you, you're going to lose prio and they're going to then be able to fight you. Okay. But the relationship between, okay, what do you think is the relationship between fighting and wave push? But I just want you to give me your idea of like, when you're in the lane, which one do you think is more important, wave push or fighting?
Wave push.
Why?
Because you get to decide when the fights are if you have control of the wave.
Okay, so that's fair. But what if they fight you off the wave?
Don't be off the wave.
Well, you can't do that if they fight you off the wave. So if they're strong enough to fight you off the wave, this doesn't matter. So this is the king. Fighting is always king. Because think about it, right? I'm going to pan my camera to bot lane, okay? So let's go straight to 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm not even going to look at what happened in lane, but I just want to give you guys, or give you an idea of like what this looks like. So right now, right? If you're telling me Caitlyn gets wave push, and let's say you really want to fight and make this volatile because you know that you're stronger early. If you run straight at the Caitlyn, W her head, and she loses this much HP, can she touch the wave?
No.
Exactly. So fighting is always going to be king, because if you can fight them off, there is no way for them to touch. They can't walk up. Okay? So whenever I analyze these lanes, the reason why I'm bringing up fighting and wave push is because that is what identifies where you guys are stronger and where they are weaker. So right now, if I was to say, what is your game plan in this lane? What would you say?
To pressure to Caitlyn.
Yes.
Really?
You have to fight her.
Let her get the wave.
Yes, exactly. So once you're okay, so this is a Draven specific thing, and you're gonna learn to do this as you go. But every single champion in ADC has like a specific gimmick. Okay, so for Draven specifically, what do you think his like kind of key ability or gimmick is in this lane?
Catching his axes.
So yes, okay, when he has 2 axes, he out damages literally every ADC in the game. That's his gimmick. Okay? So for Caitlyn, what do you think Caitlyn's gimmick is?
Her traps.
So this one's a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to make it kind of easier on you. It's not specifically an ability. So for Caitlyn, her gimmick is like the amount of range that she has on the wave. And so that can be in the form of her Q, it can be in the form of her traps, and it can be in the form of her E. But the most important thing is that Caitlyn wants you to run straight into her. That's her win condition. And so when I tell you, okay, you want 2 axes, but Caitlyn wants you to run into her, what does that say to you? What do you think that means?
It means that I gotta hit that W. I can't go in a straight line because I'll get caught in her trap. And if I walk directly at her, she'll just like space me back up and just hit me from a distance.
Exactly what you just said. Exactly. So what you said 2 seconds ago of if I walk straight into her, she's gonna like trap me or hit me. At level 3, that is her win condition. Right now, does she have that win condition?
No, because she doesn't have a trap.
Exactly. So right now, once you get 2 Draven stacks on his axes, what should you do?
Just ship.
What'd you say, sorry?
Just ship it all.
Yeah, just run straight at her. So that's something that a lot of Draven players will do. They'll just get 2 stacks and start spam pinging forward. And all you have to do as support is realize your HP bar, okay, is a supplement to your ADC's HP bar. So if you walk up and you get hit by the Caitlyn, and Draven hits the Caitlyn, guess who wins?
Draven.
Exactly. ADC's HPs always matter more because their gold and EXP matters more. Okay? So we just went through this whole like analysis thing just to give you an advantage of what you're going to do in lane. If you don't do these kinds of things, you're going to be lost. Okay? So whenever you go into game, what I want you to do from now on is think about, when do we win fighting? And when do we win, or do we win wave push? Okay? Because there's always going to be a timer where you win in fighting and maybe you win in wave push. So if this was like Lux Caitlyn, right? And you were playing Draven Rakan, can you even run? Can you run straight into them?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So on Rakan, you specifically get countered by range. So your fighting would no longer be good because you can't actually engage. Unless you and your Draven are saying, I want to flash the Lux Q and try to kill this Caitlyn. So this is all... Yeah, this is all theory, by the way. All of this I'm telling you right now is things that would make your game easier before the game actually happens. So that once you're in the situation, you pre-plan what you want to do, and then all you have to do is just go for it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to see you guys get 2 Draven stacks and then run forward. And then other than that, do you think they have a ganking jungler or a farming jungler?
They have a gank jungler because he wants to get his form.
If the Kayn is skipping camps to get stacks on his passive, he's fucking griefing the game. I'm just gonna say that right now. So
I mean, yeah. I didn't mean like he should be skipping camps, but
yeah,
it's not like I wouldn't classify him as like a power fun.
I mean, okay, the biggest difference for me for ganking junglers is their ability to just like skip camps. So whenever I say ganking jungler, it's like mostly like Poppy, you know, like, okay, so J4, skip camps. Gragas jungle, skip camps. Echo skips camps. Elise skips camps. Lee Sin can skip camps. You get it. Pantheon jungle can skip camps. Anyways, champions with point and click CC always love skipping camps. This game, not really. And the reason why I bring that up is it's going to determine how aggressively you can fight in this lane, right? So if I'm telling you right now, level 1, get 2 stacks and run in, but they have a Volibear, do you think that's a good idea?
No. Mm-mm.
Exactly. So if you have a farming jungler, I want you to assume that they're not going to be on your screen until Scuttlecrab spawns if he's pathing bot. Whereas if they have a ganking jungler, it makes you more scared to take like trades that will make the game volatile, because then you're putting yourself at the mercy of the enemy jungler. And guess what junglers hate the most? Laners just feeding their fucking jungle kills for free, you know? So you play jungle, so you know this. But right now, there is nothing stopping you from just like walking forward. So I'm going to play it and then we're going to see what happens. I mean, there's like a level 1 possibility they can run in, but we'll just skip over that because I'm taking so long to talk about this. Okay, so why did you ward this bush? Actually, why did you guys use both of your wards?
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say I don't know.
I realized he warded.
Okay, well, that's not good. Are you guys in call?
We are.
Okay.
No, he's not a talkative one. He's not a talkative.
Okay. So I'm just
I placed mine because I was like, I figured Nautilus is gonna try and, go in this bush and cheese for hooks. I did not realize Draven also slammed his there, and I'm pretty sure one of us made a comment on it afterwards. Like
what? Sorry.
I'm pretty sure one of us made a comment afterwards. Like, what did we just do?
Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you right now the rules for warding bushes. You ward this bush if you're playing in a lane where they can just walk into the third bush and you're scared of walking up. So you ward this bush so that the minions level 1, if they see them, they come and aggro onto them. Right now, you don't need to do that. If it was Caitlyn Lux, you could do that. Okay, so that's the reason why you would ward this bush. This bush is when you're melee versus melee or range versus range, and you absolutely need this middle bush to get prio. Okay, so in this lane, you can ward the middle bush, but I'm going to explain to you why you didn't need to ward the middle bush. And then this ward, okay, it's the exact opposite of what I told you for this ward. So if you can stand here in the wave and fight them and literally just walk in and fight them, you can ward this bush. But in this lane, does your Draven have axes as the waves meet?
No.
Exactly. So you should never ward this. The only time I ever want you to ward this is if you're like Draven Pike. Okay. Or like, yeah, it's just Draven Pike. Like any of like super strong lanes, and if you're playing versus like a mage where you know their damage is like super limited and you can walk past the wave, that's when you can do it. In other situations, you're never warding this third bush, okay?
Yeah.
And it's kind of important to hold one of your guys' wards. So once I see this, okay, it's your Draven's ward, okay? He uses ward. Now, I don't care about what happens next. What I care about, or I don't care what happens to this ward, sorry. If this ward dies, it's whatever. But what I really want you to focus on is never do this. Never do this. Where you don't have one ward, you already used one of your wards, so all you have is one more ward left, right? And if their jungler's pathing bot, and he's full clearing to bot, is this ward going to be up by the time their jungler's on bot scuttle?
Nope.
Okay, so don't do this. You always ward from 2 minutes and 15 seconds to 2 minutes and like 45. That's the jungle gank timer. It's usually around this timer. I want you to ward. It's after the second wave. Okay?
Yeah.
So now you guys have no wards. So I'm a little scared. But okay. Also, when the waves meet, I never want you to like leave lane like this. This is like really bad because you're just telling the enemy like, you guys can fight my Draven. I don't give a fuck. That's what your movement is telling me. So be very careful with this kind of stuff. You don't do this unless you literally need to walk into river because there's a fight you need to save your jungler, or there's like a free kill, don't do this. So other than that, what you should have been doing, by the way, is if they're walking into this bush and your Draven, his win condition is getting his 2 Draven axes and then fighting, is there any reason why you're not just standing in this bush and fighting the Nautilus as he's coming in?
No, I should just be there.
Yeah. Also, your guys' summoners are like really wrong. You should have heal and he should have heal. So I'm just warning you right now, because heal just gives you more HP to play around with, whereas ignite, you're just telling me you're gonna kill them every 3 minutes. Or is it 4 minutes? I don't fucking remember. I think it's 4 minutes actually. No, 3 minutes. Anyways, yeah, so right here, just stand in this bush. Whenever you're playing support, especially melee versus melee, just always gravitate towards the bushes. I never want to see you do this. Never stand on top of your ADC, okay? Because what you're doing right now, if this Caitlyn's smart, is all she has to do is walk here and then Q through the minions. And if you guys are standing on top of each other, she hits all 3 minions and then hits you, the champions. And that's her win condition, okay? So those are 2 things. Okay, so this is really important. Your Draven got engaged on. So what is your priority here?
Keeping Draven alive.
So when you're Wing onto Caitlyn, what exactly are you doing? What do you think you're doing?
I was trying to stop her from hitting Draven.
But
I didn't think about the fact that he would just get continuously CC'd by the Nautilus.
Well, okay, so your Draven already dropped an axe, so I'm gonna make that very clear. But in this situation, okay, whenever your ADC gets engaged on, it's like a decent rule of thumb to engage onto the enemy ADC. That's just a fact, okay? But I just want you to realize, is this Draven ever gonna die?
Probably not.
I mean, he should never die. So other than that, if the Nautilus hooks in and his aftershock is down, okay, and you guys are 5 seconds away from your second axe, is there any reason why you're not just like Wing onto this guy after his aftershock runs out and then like running him down for his entire HP bar?
Yeah, I guess not.
So I really want you to be careful with when you're Wing, because it's either an engaged skill that will decide the entire fight or a disengaged skill. And for support, literally your only job in laning is deciding when to use that one ability related to fighting. That's pretty much it. And so right here, your Draven drops his axe and I think he autoed a minion. I think there's something very wrong with this picture, because not only did he get hooked, but he autoed a minion there. Okay, so this is not for you, this is for your duo. Whenever there's a fight, you skip your minions to get the fighting. But yeah, he autoed 2 minions in the span of 2 seconds. So you guys are gonna lose this fight no matter what. Also, I mean, this is the main part about trust I was talking to you about, because like right now, if you W start, you're never getting prio in this lane. Whereas if you Q start and you hit the Nautilus and you give a heal to your Draven, and then you continue playing the lane like that and keep on queuing, you actually have a chance at winning. If your Draven plays this wrong and you W start, you don't have an ability for the next entire wave. This entire wave, you don't have an ability. So be very, very careful. Okay. So now that this lane is like this, what should you do?
Look to back as soon as possible.
Your Draven needs to run away and base now.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't base, so bases are always split between long-term and short-term, like gains and losses, okay? I want you to think about it like this. In the short term, if he stays here, right, maybe he can get EXP for this wave. But in the long term, if he stays, he's going to be getting poked, okay, under turret, and he's going to be getting denied the next wave of EXP. And not only will you get poked, you will be in dive threat, and then you lose an entire wave of EXP. So if you stay, this happens. Whereas if you don't stay and you take your base, you lose the EXP of this wave, but you gain EXP on the next wave. This is the second wave EXP, and you're going to be able to fight. So you see how if you base, you're not diveable, you're not going to be getting denied CS because they're poking you, and you're going to be able to fight. So no matter what in these situations, when the wave is slow pushing into you like this, your ADC has to base. The only reason why I don't want you to base, because look at this real quick. Support is really OP in the fact that you're gifted with 2 pots. So now if you pot up and you stay in this lane, you'll be back up to like 450, maybe 500 HP. And they're going to try to hard shove this. You can try to hold it here and then waste their time. And that's your whole lane. Okay. But I'm warning you, if you stay in this lane, the next 3 minutes is going to be grueling and you guys are going to die. Okay.
Yes.
So
I don't think it takes it.
Okay. So that's not the best. I mean, okay, now you're dead. Okay. So now what do you have to do? Snap decision, now go.
Run.
Run for your fucking life. If you stay here, all the Caitlyn had to do in this last second is just flash headshot you and you're dead. Also, she missed her Q on you. She autos here, and then she flash autos you and you're dead. Your passive was too slow. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So you stay. Okay. I'm gonna give you a rule that I want you to like remember no matter what from now on, okay?
Yeah.
Less than 50%, sorry, less than 50% HP is equal to I want to refresh conditions. Base. So right now, that rule applies to your Draven, not to you, because you have 1 more pot. And now that you're under 50% HP, you both have to run. So this rule, it works in 90% of situations. The only time it doesn't work is when you guys are 50% or less than 50% HP and they're less than 50% HP and no jungler is here, so you can try to 2v2.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to think of the exception to the rule. I want you to think about the rule, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to like envision these situations. And support is all about maximizing maximizing the time you have on the map to do the most you can do. Otherwise, you are basically sitting around collecting welfare and you're going to lose the game. Okay. So once you're spawned, next rule of thumb. I don't know what your camera looks like. What is your off base routine? So once revived / based routine. Okay, what is your routine? What are you doing once you're dead? Okay, once you're dead right now, what are you doing on your... Oh wait, you're not dead yet. Sorry. Okay, you're dead. What are you doing?
Buying my item.
So okay,
I don't think I can buy anything yet. But...
Okay, you can't, but we're gonna write it down. Okay, so buy item first, and then second, what do you do?
Look at the map.
So that's too ambiguous. You have to make it very specific.
I mean, I look at the map to see where the lanes states are.
Which lane? Like, what lane states? Like, which one do you want to look at? Why?
Oh, I just want to see which of my lanes are like pushed in case there's a gank angle.
Okay, so that one's good. It's just I want to make it like a step-by-step process for you, because when you're in game, do you think you're going to be thinking like, oh, I'm dead, let me look at all the lanes? No, you're going to be thinking, I'm dead, what the fuck, like what just happened, blah 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 blah. The game in game, you're emotional. People are emotional in game, you know? So you're never going to just like immediately think like, oh, Daption told me to look at mid lane here, or Daption told me to look at lanes here. No, you're going to think like, what is the next thing that I can do really fast? The order process should be for you, okay? is you look at bot, you look at mid, and you look at top. Just like that. Why do you think I'm telling you to look at... Why can I move this? What's going on? Okay. Why do you think I'm telling you to look at bot first?
No, because bot's the most important one for me to look
Yes,
at.
because you have to return bot.
Yeah.
So if your ADC's...
There's actually a timing I can leave on, and I'm not
Yeah.
just gonna like hit my lane.
Exactly. So what if your wave is like crashed into the turret, it actually gives you a timer to go top. Whereas if your wave is pushing out and your Draven needs you, at best, you can just only walk into the jungle here. You can't even go mid because your ADC needs you. So it always starts with bot lane. And then even though I say bot, mid, top, you still have to go back to bot lane. So it's like when you're crossing the street, you look like left, you look forward, you look to the right, but then you look back at your left because it was your blind spot. Okay?
Yeah.
So conditions change, people will fuck up, but I always want to make sure that you're always prioritizing what's going on bot lane first. So I'm gonna put this on third. Bot. Mid. Top. And then bot again. Okay. So why do you think there's a second step to this? Why do you think I'm putting something in between? What do you think it is if it's not panning your camera?
Press tab.
Kind of. What would you be pressing tab for?
To look at item breakpoints.
That would be number 4, actually. So there's something you do right after you buy your item. Honestly, you could do it at like the first step, but people usually, they die and they buy their item. It's the thing that's the most tied to the habit of dying. So whenever you're trying to create a new habit, you tie it to something that you're already doing, which is once you're dead, you look at buy your items, and then you can add and layer onto it. So that's why I'm putting buying items first. The second one, you look at what sums. Yes. Ping sums. And I'm not even telling you to like time them. I'm never gonna like force you to do anything that is like super, out there. And like when I was playing solo queue as support, I didn't time sums. But the only reason why I'm telling you to do that is if the enemy doesn't have inspiration, 5-minute cooldown for flashes. It's so easy for you to think about it because right now, you know that Nautilus doesn't have flash, right? He used his flash earlier and flash autoed on the Draven. So for the next 5 minutes, actually, he should have, he should have Cosmic. So this one's next 4 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm not going to ask you to memorize that. Just make it 4 minutes. Next 4 minutes, if you engage on the Nautilus and he doesn't have flash, can he get out?
No.
Okay. So that's an opportunity for a free kill. And the game, once you die, does not stop. It's not there to hold your hand. It's not going to say trashy. What an unfortunate situation you just went through. It like, I'm so sad. No.
Yeah.
The game goes on, life goes on, and you have to think about the next best thing. And for you, that's going to be flashes. There's also like ultimates. There's also like the second summoner spells and stuff like that, but we'll get into that after. And then the fourth one is you're gathering information from tab. So whenever I'm telling you to pan your camera, I'm not only telling you to like look at the wave states, I'm also kind of looking for how strong the lane I'm about to go to is and how that's going to affect my next move. So let's say your bot wave is pushing out and your Draven needs you immediately, right? And you're going to push like one wave, but then you're going to have a timer. If you know that your Lux is 2-0 on mid lane with flash up and ignite, you can just go mid, right? Whereas had you not pressed tab and gathered that information, you would have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing is mostly like once you think about all these things, I haven't even explained to you like panning your camera for lanes, but if you're, let's say, if you're deciding to go bot because the enemy is slow pushing, let's say, and the enemy decides to push this next wave. Let's imagine you're dead, right? And they decide to push this next wave, but your plan was to go mid, right? And you're able to go bot and cancel their bases. You can now pivot. So step 5 is actually adapt to the conditions given to you, because they will always change. In these few 10-15 seconds, things will change and you can change your plan of action. Whereas if I remove this, right, and your plan was to go mid and they get an extra wave in for free, you would be sad, right?
Yeah.
Because you just didn't adapt. And I'm warning you, there's more steps to this, but we're gonna start with this. Okay, you can even shorten it down to this if you want, but the most important thing is once you die or you take your base, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, in game, you're gonna die and you're gonna be lost. Has that ever happened to you in the games you've been playing support?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back to when you died and you respawned, and then I'm gonna pan to all 3 of the lanes. We're gonna do the exercise together, okay? So they're pushing this wave in, and what are they gonna do after?
We're probably gonna back.
Yeah, they are gonna back no matter what. If they don't, they're bronze.
Well, they are bronze, so.
I mean, okay, well, there you go. Anyways, so mid lane, okay, this wave's pushing in. Both laners have ignite. Nobody's pinged that any flashes have dropped. So do you want to go mid lane? What do you want to do? Do you want to involve yourself in mid lane?
Probably not, because that wave is going in, and there's no reason for me to think Zoe's going to be pushed up enough for me to get a gank.
So, okay, I wouldn't necessarily say like it's just because she's pushed up that you can't gank. It's just whenever you're looking for a gank, I want you to see a clear line of like engage. So let's say her wave was literally at her turret, but you're playing Rakan, right? Okay, let me get this out of my face. And let's say you're already over here and there's a blast cone. And you can blast cone in and then W straight on the Zoe's head. You have a gank angle, right? But she's literally at her turret. So don't always think that if the enemy is at their turret that you can't gank. Also, mind you, if this Lux said that there was no flash on Zoe, you can just run mid lane and flash on her and she's dead.
Yeah.
See that? So that's, which step was that? Hold on. So you buy items, you ping your sums. You would see that your Lux, for example, pinged that their mid laner had no flash. And then you would pan your camera to bot and then to mid. And then you're like, okay, I can go mid since she has no flash. I can kill her. And then you can also pan your camera to top. Are you going to be implicated with top at all? Yes, no, no. Okay.
Nah. There's nothing I can do for this chase. By the time I get there, he's either dead or he's too low to fight.
Exactly. So you end up going back bot because there was nothing to go for mid. But you kind of understand like the thought process behind everything, like bot, mid, top, bot. Okay. In this situation, you didn't really need to adapt because there wasn't really anything to adapt to. But okay, hold on. Why are we hard shoving this wave? Because you're in call with your duo, by the way. So I don't care if your Draven is like, I don't know, Gumayushi, or if he's the fucking Kadim. You have to tell him what you want to do with the wave. So right now, if he's hitting the wave, do you want this?
Not really.
Why?
Because if we push wave, I mean, like, they're gonna get back in time to collect that wave, even if we trash it. Like we're playing super far forward at their tower. We know Kane just finished a gank top, which means he's probably deploying into bot side, so that makes us vulnerable to a gank.
That's good. It's just, I'm gonna give you another rule. Okay? This is specifically more related to ADC, but you're playing support, right? So you have to look at the waves and understand what's going on. Right now, their bot lane just got their base off, okay? So they're in base right now.
Yeah.
If you hard shove this wave, will you be able to get it into turret on time?
No.
Okay, so no. So immediately thinking about that, you bar the one wave no matter what. And then if you play two waves, so you would be slow pushing this. And when I say slow push, your Draven is last hitting these minions. He is not stacking his fucking Q or doing anything like that. Because if he does that, they're going to get your cannon minion. And the biggest advantage you can get from slow pushing on a cannon minion wave is they're going to lose all three of these melees and the cannon. Whereas let's look at what your Draven did. So not only did he not fast push, he didn't even slow push either. So look at the cannon. Okay, so they got the EXP for that cannon. Do you think that should be allowed? No, they shouldn't get EXP, nor should they get gold. And so right now you guys just gave them an advantage they should never have gotten. And the reason why that's important is because bot lane, you have to squeeze as much advantage. I mean, any lane, honestly, you should be squeezing as much advantage as you can. And waves don't require you to have any skill. You're just hitting the wave. So I always want you to think one wave only if weaker or can fast crash one wave, two wave, slow push, and deny minions. Which one do you think is your standard? One waving or two waving?
Two waving.
Yes. So the next time we meet each other, I don't want to be seeing your Draven do this, okay? Because this is your lane, it's your problem. So even if it's somebody else making the decision, you still have your pings to do. Okay. So after this, you guys pushed your wave in, okay? We're not going to talk about the wave mechanics anymore. But can you guys walk up to this turret right now? Yes, no, why? Why?
Because we just get Nautilus hooked and dead.
Why can the Nautilus walk past and kill you guys?
Because they're stronger right now.
So they are stronger.
Doesn't have flash to make distance.
So, okay, those are all like very valid things, but there's a way easier thing that you can look at, okay? I'm going to make it very simple for you. If you're playing a matchup where you can't hit the turret freely, right? You're playing Draven Rakan, you're not playing Draven Neeko. You're not playing Draven like Lux. If the Nautilus walks up and you're playing those champions, you just Neeko E him, you just Lux Q him and he can't walk up. Whereas right now, all of your melees are dead. So is Nautilus scared of walking past these casters?
No.
Not doing it. Okay. So your rule of thumb should always be in lanes where you're like melee to melee or range into range. Okay, it's more complicated than that. It's not even just melee to melee. It's like, okay, if they can engage on you when you walk up to hit the turret, which in this lane they can, right? They have a Nautilus. If the enemy team had a Lux, okay, can you walk up and hit this turret? No. Because if you walk up, you're giving them an opportunity to do their combo, which is like just not beneficial for you. So the 50 damage you get on the turret is just not worth it. So I would just not. If your Draven wants to hit it one time for his like rotating his axes, like sure, but there is no fight that's gonna happen here, and there's no plate that's gonna happen here. So don't think about that. Also, you guys should have your wards coming up. I don't know why it's not showing, but basically, okay. I don't know what I fucked up, but now I can't see your items.
It's right, spaghetti code right there.
It's okay. But yeah, anyways, right here, what should you be doing instead?
Backing off. If ward's up, going to grab a ward real quick.
So yeah.
My jungle's here anyway.
So you can come here and ward. So that's one option. What's the other option?
Back.
So when you say back, do you mean reset?
Yeah.
No, don't reset. Don't
have
reset.
a reset timing because we just got back from base anyway.
You can't reset.
We can also take bush control.
Yes. Okay. So you need to utilize fog. I never want you to be showing on the wave after you push it, unless you're coming to hit the waves. Or the turret, sorry.
Yeah.
So unless you're hitting the turret or you like there's a kill on your screen, those are the two conditions. You're not walking up and showing. And right now, if you guys were to walk towards the river, let's say towards the river, and then go all the way around, okay? Would they know you're in this bush?
No.
No. So unless these guys are 9 head and they warded the bush earlier, which doesn't happen until you're like plat, they would have no vision here. And remember what I said about their win condition for fighting, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what they want.
Long fights. Yeah, because it's long lane, which means it's going to take us forever to get back, so they can just keep hitting.
Yeah. This is the opposite of what you want happening, by the way. You want to be over here chasing them down, not the other way around. Your Draven should never be spacing in unless you're the one starting the fight or the Nautilus is dead. So this lane is over, by the way. So right now, you're not coming back bot lane. You're not coming back bot lane. And one thing I'll say about that is never at this point, once your Draven is like fighting back for some reason, and he's not just running straight out, right here, when he gets Nautilus autoed, can you save him?
Probably not.
No. It's not probably not. Okay, in what scenario would you ever be able to save him with no abilities and you're playing Rakan 300 HP?
Yeah, if he had flash up, which he doesn't.
Yeah, that's that's because of the. Remember when we were talking about information gathering, like by pressing tab and pinging the summoners?
Yeah.
This would determine that. So you would know that your Draven has no flash, and you would know that if he gets engaged on, he's not going to be able to run away. And so that'll set up to this. And right now, all you have to do is just walk back. And like you W'd in and then you flashed out. Now your like gank angle for mid or top is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like really worried about what you're about to do because honestly, I don't even fucking know. You're playing Rakan to scale, but you guys fought and then you lost. So, I mean, yeah, this is fucking doomed. Okay, other rule of thumb though, on support, I mean, your Draven kind of griefed the lane a lot, so this is a very weird position, but you really want to always base after the melees or the cannon are dead. Because right now, why are you basing immediately? What is the point?
I was shaking in my boots.
Okay, well, do you have to shake? Is there anybody coming to kill you right now?
No.
Okay. So right now, if you base and you come back, you're going to only be basing and coming back on map within like 3 seconds difference, you know? Whereas what I want you to do is I want you to stick around for this cannon, kill the cannon, and then start your base. And the rule with basing as support is you should always have started your base once these minions are dead. Once the enemy is starting to hit the casters, you should always be doing your base, and it should be almost like going through.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be able to get this EXP. You don't end up getting it. So now you're behind the Nautilus when in reality, you didn't die here. Also, never do this. Once your lane is over, it's over. You're not coming back. Because think about it. If you run bot, are you doing anything? What are you doing? Actually, let me ask you.
Getting whooped some more.
Yeah, you're giving them another bag of 300 gold just for the taking. That's it.
Yeah.
So you are actually doing yourself a disservice if you're pathing bot. Whereas right now, okay, I don't know if your teammates pinged any of this, but it's kind of important. If you look at bot, mid, and top right now, what lane would you want to go towards the most? And why?
Probably mid.
Yeah, it would be mid because this wave is pushing slowly into you guys, sorry. So what I want you to do, because I can't see your trinket, you swap to sweeper and you buy a pink ward and you're running straight here, sweeping this area and then picking this bush, and then that's your gank angle.
Yeah.
And Zoe has flash and she just warded this. If you can remove that pressure from mid lane, you're doing more work than you would be doing bot lane. So automatically right now we can see the effect of you roaming. So I want you to think about that. And I'm gonna fast forward it because you're not gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, this is just gonna be a losing battle over and over again. And your Draven's not gonna base, so you guys are gonna die. It is what it is. I'm gonna show you when you would need it to base because it might not be obvious in game. We're gonna apply the 50% rule. Okay. Right now, can you guys stay in lane? Or can your Draven stay in lane?
He's got to skip out.
Yeah, he has to base. Their support is 200 HP and their ADC is full HP. So if you stay in this lane, you're just telling me I want to die in 30 seconds. This is literally it.
Yeah.
So even if your Draven's staying, by the way, you're not walking up to this wave. If your Draven wants to jump off a bridge, are you going to join them? Say no.
Yes.
Say no.
Yes.
You have to say no.
I don't mean I know it's funny if I fuck with you with it, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Because now, yeah, you're just going to keep on doing it.
I do end up abandoning him. That's when the game actually starts being.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally impossible to play without. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give you another. Okay. So right now, as you're adapting, let's say you looked at bot, mid, and top. Do you know where their support is?
Probably heading to mid.
Okay. We got to get this off. So you just based, and you based before they did, right? So right now, where can the Nautilus be on the map?
I mean, he can kind of go wherever he wants because they have a wave crash like at our tower.
Yeah, but in general, like where could he be if he's trying to move like mid or bot? Because he's not moving top.
He's gonna be at inhib tier. He'd be about inhib right now.
Yeah. So right now, what I want you to do is you just ping danger on mid, ping danger on bot, and then you ping the enemy support, and then you just gave your team the entire information as to where their support is. And then once you reach the turret, that's your sign. Ping danger mid, ping danger bot, and then you've accounted for your support. Because right now, if you showed bot lane and the Nautilus didn't show, your Lux is dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to be very careful with that. Both supports shouldn't even be bot lane, but because you're both like you're skipping the step of like looking through lanes and matching each other or like noting each other's tempo, this isn't happening. Anyways, you end up dying. Fast forward it. Okay, now you respawned and the Nautilus is staying on the map. Okay, Nautilus is still staying on the map. Nautilus is still staying on the map. Still staying on the map. Okay, where's Nautilus?
My man is in the jungle.
So he's finishing his base.
Most likely.
No, he is finishing his base. There's no most likely. Because if he's running mid right now, he is trolling. And he ran mid. Okay, well, let's just say... Okay, I wasn't taking the honey fruit into consideration. Do you know the timer for honey fruit?
No, I don't.
It's like, I think it's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds to 6 minutes and 45 or something like that. I don't know. Something around that timer. So right now, no matter what, the honey fruits have spawned, even if the honey fruits spawned at the latest possible time, because I don't think they always spawn at the same time. Okay, so yeah. Right now he got the honey fruit. I'm not really gonna expect you to like think about that in game, so I'm fine with you in this scenario thinking that he based, and then you're like, oh shit, I got caught off guard. because there's a lot of more steps before that. But just think about it. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. There's a Honeyfern River. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, okay, let me go back, because I have a feeling that this Nautilus could have just based. I'm not gonna guess. I want to see it for myself. Okay, that's why. Okay, this Nautilus, all he has to do is hit the fucking turret one time and then take his base, and then as he's basing, he'll have his support item on, and he'll get like 3 wards. He'll come back on map and be on 3 fresh wards while you're sitting on none.
Yeah.
So technically, this mid gank isn't even like that good. Also, your Lux is supposed to live. I don't know how she fucking died there. Doesn't matter. Okay. So you guys are now 4 mid. What do you want to do when you're sending 4 people mid now?
I mean, realistically, we want to get the kill of end plates, but I don't have anything left to. Oh wait, no, I still have my W up, so I kind of want to get onto them, but I think they're out of my range.
So
Flash up.
Right now, I'm just telling you, you guys should just fucking base. You and your master, you need to base now. Like, there's no reason for you guys to even be mid, because you can't engage on them, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't see a line of engage, I want your immediate snap reaction to be, okay, I'm just gonna base. And then the other rule I'm gonna give you, since you're playing melee supports a lot, once you get your sup ward, base immediately, unless there is a play or huge wave to catch. Okay, so right now you got your support item, you're level 4. What do you think I want you to do?
Skedaddle.
Yeah, like your Draven even coming here and your Jace coming here, if they didn't see an engage, they're the ones trolling, not you. So if you ping off and you run to the jungle and take your base, I mean, wow. Anyways, yeah, also you guys took over the Lux's lane for no reason, so.
Yeah, I know. If I'm Lux, I'm pissed.
Yeah, okay, you need a base, homie. No, don't tell me you run bot with no wards. Okay, you just committed a Cardinal Sin, okay? So this Nautilus is like around here right now, or here, with 3 wards and a pink ward maybe, and you have nothing. You don't have your sweeper, you don't have a ward. How are you gonna play out this lane?
You don't.
Well, that's pretty bad. If that's your game plan, I'm gonna die. Okay, they gave you an opportunity. You just have to hard shove this wave. Why are we fighting? Oh my god. She could have died. Okay, well, I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you fight here, you're telling me that you want to die on this wave. Do you know where the jungler is?
Nope.
So why are you engaging?
I didn't think about it. I did not think about the jungler.
So whenever
I
you're...
thought Nautilus isn't here, I can pressure her back with a short trade.
Okay, you're playing the game on like blind mode. Because right now, the only reason why I'm telling you you need to base is because I'm thinking like big picture, okay? And you're thinking what's on your screen. So this is not a game of like monkey see, monkey do. Like if this guy's showing on your screen and you see an engage, but your top priority is to base, you would never look to W forward here. You would look to W these minions and then push in the wave. But the reason why you are so focused on engaging on the Caitlyn is because you're not thinking about what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So your priority should be getting the wards and then that's going to lead you to basing. Whereas right now you're just probably thinking about nothing, and that's okay. It's just I want you to build the what's it called, like a system in your head, so that the next time you encounter a situation that's similar, you can understand like, okay, I need to base no matter what, otherwise the game is going to be really hard. Because no two games are the same, so it's never going to be a game of like, okay, you see, oh my god, all these conditions lined up, blah, 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 I know exactly what to do, I'm a fucking mastermind. No, you just see patterns, you recognize those patterns, and in the next game you do the same thing and you learn. Otherwise you're not going to learn, and it's going to feel terrible losing. So I mean, you guys are lucky that they're okay, I'll just skip to the next sequence because you guys are gonna die eventually. Okay, you took your base. Were they low? Well, they were low. What is Nautilus doing? Where do you want to go?
We're probably in my head, these psychos are going to Drake.
Yeah, they could. Wait, no, they can't. Their jungler's dead.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't look hard enough there. They're just backing. They're chunked out. They can't go Drake. They're not pushing for extra plates. They're just gone.
Yeah, the Nautilus was low. Caitlyn has a timer to base and match your Draven, and she has Collector in base. Like, there's no reason for her not to base. So right now, okay, their ADC has an item breakpoint. Okay, their mid laner used Flash. You have Flash and level 6. What should you be doing?
Going mid.
Yeah, you just go mid. You sweep out this vision. You can put down your pink ward here, and then just sit mid. Sit mid and wait for the Zoe to walk up. You can ping your Lux to throw in a Q. She lands her Q. You don't need a flash. But this should be your thought process. And it should never include bot. Like, you shouldn't even be in bot's vicinity unless you're fast pushing this next wave and then going to mid, in which case you should still be pinging your mid laner. I mean, this is so weird. He's like just not basing. Also, your Lux should never die here. How does that happen? Okay, she just gets bubbled. Well, you would have been mid here had you ran mid. So matching or pinging the support wouldn't have mattered here. I'm trying to think. I mean, no, people are crazy. Okay. You know how you said, like, I think these people are doing Drake because they're like crazy or whatever?
Yeah.
So once you've seen that the Nautilus does things like where he's like sitting on 200 HP and he doesn't base, I want you to like have this skill in your head to like adapt. So what I mean by that is like, okay, you see somebody do something one time and they've continuously not just like based. I want you to keep that pattern in your head, because guess what? It's about to happen mid lane. It's going to happen again. And if you can plan for that and run straight mid and counter gank here, you guys can double kill.
Yeah.
You just ping mid, careful. There's a chance that this guy's a maniac and stays mid. Also, you guys just saw him, by the way, for a millisecond. Why'd I say it like that? For a millisecond. Right there. Not sure if you saw it specifically, but this word catches it. And then, yeah, I mean, here, your Lux just needs to run. Yeah. She just didn't listen. So what's up next? Trashy, you need to get the fuck out of this ball lane now. Okay, Trashy. The game's over. I'm sorry. Even if you won this game.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Yeah, I know. Even if I win this game, I'm not supposed to. I already lost it.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to make it very clear.
That's why I chose this one, because we did win it, but, like, I did not win the game.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's not your game to win; it's the enemy's game to lose.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
they're
much.
literally up 4K, a turret, a Drake, 3 grubs. Like, yeah, I mean. Anyways, so I think something that's really important for you is that once you see that your lane is no longer like playable, you have to leave. Because I'm watching this gameplay and I feel like you're like attached to your duo because like you guys are like playing together. But it doesn't matter if you're like duoing with someone. If they're out of the game, they're out of the game.
It's definitely not because he's Vidua. It's definitely not specifically for Vidua.
It's not specific to what, sorry?
It's not like I'm not staying because it's my duo.
Okay. So you would just stay in general?
I was just staying because in my brain I'm like, well, I don't really know the times I can leave. I don't want to int my ADC. It's kind of too late for that anyway because
Yeah, exactly.
it's already inted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's where my head was at. I was like, I don't want to
Okay.
leave and then like he gets killed. But
Okay.
it's kind of too late for that because we just both get killed then.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain it to you really easily, okay? After his second death, I'm just gonna make this really easy on you. So he just died, the second death. Right now, your advantage was winning in short trades, okay? In this lane. You
Yeah.
lose push, you get outranged, and they win long trades. So if you stay in this lane, what advantage are you playing off of?
Very sad.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever you're thinking about where to deploy on the map, you have to be thinking about what advantage you have. Versus
Yeah.
on mid lane, you have a CC champ. You have a mage that can deal damage and burst one champion. So that's going to be your win con. Like you have to be thinking about, if I go to bot lane, what the fuck am I going to do? It doesn't matter if your ADC is going to die on repeat. If you can get something mid lane, it's worth it. But whereas if you go bot, you're getting nothing, and in fact you're going to die. So that needs to be your mindset, because when I'm watching you, I feel like you don't see anything wrong with it in game. So I don't want you to continue doing this in game. So I'm trying to like find the middle ground for you. And I think for like specifically thinking about like, do I even win in fighting anymore is going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
Another thing is like, if you're playing with like a, I don't know, let's say like you have a Ziggs ADC. It makes your game a lot easier because you can just leave the lane and not worry about your ADC getting dove or losing too much because they can just blow up the wave. It's the same thing with Jhin because Jhin can Jhin trap. Same thing with Ezreal. Ezreal can just like cue the wave on repeat. What else? Jinx kind of. She'll get dove. But like there's certain champions where you can just cheat bot lane waves. And so I don't want you to immediately think like, oh, my ADC is completely fucked if I leave. Doesn't matter if he's fucked in this situation, but there's going to be some situations where your ADC can cheat the wave, and I don't even want you to think about bot lane. And those situations are mages or champions that can clear waves really fast. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You got any questions for me, boss?
You kind of covered it for the most part. I
Yes.
guess how should I be building on the comp?
I have no
I'm
idea.
just kind of following I'm just kind of following what OP.GG says. 'Cause I don't know what the champion builds, but
Hold on. I need to see what you actually built this game. Come on, OPGG, don't fail me. Okay, it's this game. So right now Redemption is pretty OP, so I think building Redemption first item is more optimal than Locket. But you should definitely be thinking about, okay, so for support, like builds are very like streamlined. So when I say like you're building Redemption because it's OP, you're going to be building that on Nautilus, Leona, like literally almost every support in the game, first item.
yeah.
And then the second item is mostly based off of like what conditions you have. So for Locket, if you're playing versus a lot of burst, you can go Locket. If you're playing versus one champion that has a CC that if your team gets CC by it, they're going to instantly die, you can buy Mikhail's. If you have one carry that you have to mitigate damage from the most, you go like Knight's Vow. Another one is like if the enemy has no point and click CC, you can go Shirelia's. But as a rule of thumb, okay, going Redemption into Locke is decent.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, please never do this ever again. Do not take scaling HP on supports. Just go flat HP, go move speed, and then go ability haste on Rakan. You can do this in competitive where you take scaling HP, but yeah, because competitive is a lot less fighting. Any other questions? I mean, okay, wait, actually, wait. For boots on Rakan, they have point and click CC. It's good for you to have Lucids. If you need to solo engage, which you're basically the solo engage this game, having Lucidity boots is also good. But if you're playing versus like Lux, Zoe, you need to go Mercs. Otherwise, you're going to die. Okay?
Yeah.
That's it.